Once again, here I am with Project Spark. I know it's been a while, although I've been a little bit disheartened from sort of my other project dying off, and I've sort of moved on and played a couple other games. I might move on. Sorry to everyone who's subscribed for Project Spark. I might come back and do some stuff for it later. I can show you some stuff that I was working on when I left. But I've discovered that in general I'm just not very good at coding. There may be a day when I pick up a lot of stuff and figure out how to make a game that's interesting. So here I started on this a few days ago, and I was working on what I thought would be a sort of a interesting Sonic type game, and I was in the middle of it, and there's a few problems that I have with this, and that's that, well, first of all, a lot of the Sonic games have different controls, but of course they're all based on running really fast. I decided I'd go with the 2D Sonic because 2D Sonic is not only easier, but it's more fun. It looks like I got some of the jumping mechanics down. So yeah, jump, you turn into a ball. I was trying to get as many of the controls to function as I could, but I ran into so many control conflicts because a lot of the controls didn't want to do the same things. Actually, this is sort of exactly what I wanted it to do. One of my main problems was that I had an issue. I mean, it sort of skips a little bit, if you can see that. That's fixable with some logic cubes and some other stuff, but the thing is, what I've noticed, it doesn't matter once you put some land down. It's not even noticeable because the foliage just sort of takes over and you can't even tell. So I was just like, I fuck that, I'm not even gonna bother. But the main thing that I did notice, or the main thing that I'm having trouble with is, so I have some control conflicts that sort of dishearten me, and I stopped working on it because I think, as I said, it seems like Project Spark has some issues where it doesn't like to do where one control does like 3 different things, which is the case for like the original Sonic. So, I mean, I came up with the idea. Jump off obviously works more or less to go into spin mode when you're jumping, which is more or less the case. And then a jumping platform wouldn't cause me to go into spin mode, so that would be correct. But the problem that I was having is that here I'm pushing S, and well, it looks like this is a different version of the one I was working with earlier, but that's supposed to keep you from jumping, and then I was gonna find out a way to make that power up, and then when you release, like in real Sonic, it was gonna make you go really fast. So, yeah. But I can show you some of the code that I was working with, and maybe somebody can come up with a solution and I can implement that. And so far I just went with something simple, move east, move west, that's A and D. I'll bind this to a controller system as well once I get the main functions of it figured out. Space is jump, of course. Camera, that's whatever. And then space also attaches a boulder when pressed, and when it's released, the boulder, it disappears and you become visible again. I would have liked to have the boulder attached for longer and until you hit the ground, but what happened was, as soon as you release, you become visible, or if you put in while in air command, you boulder, for some reason as I recall, I might be not recalling this right, the visible is always true for some reason. Another thing I ran into is that sometimes if I bind multiple keys to things, the boulder will become invisible, which is kind of strange because the boulder is an attachment, it's not part of the actual character, and so the boulder becomes invisible and not the character. So this is interesting. So when S is pressed, jump height is equal to 0, so that should have worked. And then visible equals false, that's correct. Jump height equals 1.9. Wait a second. S is pressed, jump height equals 0. When visible equals false, this is in the wrong place, I think. Let me see. When S is pressed, jump height equals... This is in the wrong place. That's easily fixable. And that's why I'm allowed to jump. I shouldn't be allowed to jump. That's supposed to be like up here or something. But whatever. So when S is released, and this is sort of working, I believe. What I was doing was, see, if you normally start up, just like in Sonic, it starts off slow and then you get up and then you have your full speed. And then once you slow down, you're sort of at your speed again. But that bottom code was originally designed to be part of the spin-up process. So push S here and I'm in the spin-up process. I gotta fix that jump. I'm not supposed to be able to jump. And as you can see, I can go immediately. But that code's just fine. The problem, well, except for it allowing you to not have to speed up again, because the acceleration just remains a constant. And even if I put a once in there, then it'll only do it once, and then I can't get it to work again. So I have a little bit of a problem there. I could put like a loop on it maybe. But this, again, if someone's watching this and they know the solution, that would be great. I'll take any input I can get because I'm bad at this, and the main thing that I need to learn is coding. So, you know, the way it's supposed to function, if you ever played Sonic 2, is that you go into ball mode, and let's say that is S or something, and then, you know, you could decide that, you know, releasing S, or, you know, S and shift. You know, shift would start to power it up, and then it would go just like in Sonic. And then when you release shift or something, it would the ball would go away, and then, well, I don't remember if the ball goes away or not. But anyway, you release it, and then you just have it just launches you, like you just have this incredibly fast speed, and you can control it. It's just that's one of the main features that the original Sonic, at least not the original Sonic, but Sonic 2 had. So yeah, I worked on this for, you know, a couple hours one day, and then I was like, I'm not exactly sure how to get this to function the way I want it to. I came back to it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm never going to be able to get this. I was like, I haven't made a Project Spark video in a while. Maybe I'll expose them to that and throw that up on YouTube and see if anybody can give me some information on that. But as for now, this is the best I got. And maybe if I get things really going, if I get things going off of some suggestion as to how I can get these things to work at the same time, because a lot of the times when I've tried to get multiple keys to do, or same keys to do lots of things, it just ends up in conflict. So if you have an idea that you think works, I can reply and I can tell you, you know, I tried that, it didn't work, or, you know, that sounds like a great idea and I can give it a shot, and then I can make a video and I can show what anyone has told me to do, and it works, and then I can be like, you know, thank you. But overall, that's pretty much it. I've been sort of dipping into other games, so sorry, all the people who subscribe for Project Spark, it might just be like a giant fuck you right now, because I might just move on to another game. I mean, that's just sort of the way I am. I don't care if I lose any subs over this. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I might be back later with more. And if Sonic gets working, then I'll, start mapping a whole game around it, and then it'll be kind of cool. Alright, thanks. Bye.